Hello there my fellow holotable heroes, it is time to take a break from the daily grind of conquest because we do have a brand new galactic challenge today thrown upon us. So as always I'll cover the modifiers, defeats, show the teams, explain just some of the key mechanics for them when you go ahead that will help you on the conquest to get these max rewards unlocked today. If you're not interested in all of these details, as always there'll be YouTube chapters below to the individual battles, so you can just skip through to whichever you want to watch first. I do have 4 battles actually for you today. That's just because there is a lot of flexibility in terms of what you can do to achieve these feats. So I'll show you 2 Scoundrel teams. I've got one with the full bounty hunter squad, then another one with Bossk Mandalorian Scoundrels team, and then also 2 teams that will allow you to win with Undersize, so that's Imperial Troopers and Jedi Look Jedi squad. But now let's just get started. Now we have been taken to the planet of Hoth before, however, unlike the previous modifiers where we were inflicted with frostbite I believe and we were given thermoregulate ability, this time the global modifier is different. It's called Back to Tanks. Because it's new, let's just take some time to read through it. So all units will gain smells bad on the outside ability, and at the start of the battle all units are inflicted with deadly storm. So more about this ability and the debuff will be further down in the description. Another key piece as well to this modifier is that the first time an ally would be defeated, they instead dispel all debuffs on themselves, remove deadly storm, recover 100% health and protection, and then as well they gain damage immunity and stun for 1 turn. So this is definitely something you will have to pay attention to as you're battling here, because even if you try to disintegrate or use force sleep on somebody, this will still trigger. It will not allow them to be defeated and they will gain damage immunity. So you definitely want to pick the targets that you do want to go after and keep that in mind. So the actual deadly storm, you will get minus 100% critical chance, minus 50% offense, minus 25% speed, and as well characters will take some max health damage whenever they get a turn. So again, keeping in mind all the reduced offense will be very hard to land critical hits and everybody will be slower on top of it as well. And we do get smells bad on the outside ability, which actually then allows you to remove deadly storm from your units. So this is the modifiers. It's a very fun one. You'll see once we get into the battles. But for now, let's look at this counter modifier. 1 step ahead. It's a really solid modifier. Which just gives you boosts all around to your team. And then the code, so that's the modifier for Mandalorians. Essentially what it does, they'll keep stacking this clan loyalty buff anytime any Mando is hit, which will then increase the counter chance, and then they'll just start counter attacking constantly. And then because of Bow's unique, obviously this will allow them to keep recovering health and protection. So you definitely want to bring in whatever team you're using, some characters that can daze, stun, apply healing immunity and things like that, just so you can stop the constant regeneration of health and protection. Okay, so the feats themselves are quite straightforward. So you have to win with a full team of Scoundrel units, and then win with no tanks in your squad as well as an undersized squad. So for the first battle in today's video, I will show you my bounty hunters, because all bounty hunters are Scoundrels. So I'm obviously going with Bossk lead, so we can keep recovering health and protection anytime enemies are debuffed. And because everybody will start with minus 50% offense to begin with because of the deadly storm, the enemy, even Maul there, don't get scared when you see Maul on the enemy side. He won't be hitting really all that hard, to be honest. However, you obviously do bring in Healing Grief for some extra healing and Dispel in case you do get dazed from Bow's AoE, and then also Mandalorian for his Disintegrate will really help us a lot. Now the source of daze here is Grief's basic, so definitely want to make use of it whenever you can. So let's first go ahead and start working towards the contract. Do here a mass assist on Super Commando. Let's do another mass assist. There we go, and contract triggered. Now let's go after Bow first. Let's see if we can add healing immunity on her. Unfortunately not. But anyway, let's just go ahead, disintegrate her, and this now trigger the damage immunity from the global modifier, so we don't need to worry about getting damage immunity on one of the enemies at all anymore. It just happens once, so it's not that each character happens. It's just once per whole team. So when you're now attacking, kind of just try to avoid attacking anybody that's not dazed, because then if they start counter-attacking, they'll keep healing up. So now, because I got Maul dazed there, I just keep going after him. Alright, keep pushing. Try to avoid doing AoEs, because when these guys counter-attack, they'll just heal up anyway. So just single target attacks. Let's again, I mean, everybody's dazed, so let's just take this opportunity to remove Deadly Storm from Grave. Everybody's dazed, just use basic, reapplying over that daze on Maul. Execute him with Boba, perfect. Again, trying to avoid to attack anybody that's not dazed, because it will just trigger counterattacks. They'll keep healing up. Now luckily 3 of our 5 characters in this squad can ignore taunts, so they can get around. Perfect, so we just got one more turn to another disintegrate. We can then take out Bo, so we stop their healing, and then pretty much from there on out you can just hit autoplay with these bounty hunters and you should be good to go. There we go, Bo's out, so the healing is gone. With Maul out as well, their damage is gone as well, so now just hit autoplay. And you know, these guys will be counter-attacking, but without Bo's unique they can't really recover any health and protection, and eventually they'll just go down. There you go, Boba has had enough of Sabine's double taps and things like that, so he just executed her, and the same happened to the remaining Mandalorian there. Alright, so this completed full team of Scoundrel units feat. Obviously, if you do not have strong bounty hunters, another option is to put some sort of Beskar Mandalorian squad together. Now, I don't have Quill and IG, they're only gear 8, so I'll be bringing in Han, Chewbacca, bringing in then Commander Ahsoka Tano as well for her Force Leap, so she will act in same way that Mando did, so she can just one-shot somebody to begin with, and also bringing in Nest, because remember, we do need to have some sort of character that can land that daze. Now Han obviously and Chewie, though these 2 guys can stun as well, so this really helps to control the enemy also. However, you will not be able to land stun over on Maul in the beginning, so just something to keep in mind. And also it seems like Bo she does have very high tenacity on the enemy side, so landing debuffs on her can be challenging. So I loaded my Nest with as much potency as I could, so hopefully we can land the daze and her stun on special as well reliably. Now we cannot stun Maul, so I'll just go ahead stun Bo, because she's got that AoE daze that, you know, ideally we do not let her unleash. Then I'm just going to put Shen over on Chewbacca, so whenever he's assisting, you know, he'll be reducing cooldowns on Shen for Commander Ahsoka Tano. So just keep going through Bo. Let's go into Whistling Bird stance. Just keep going after Bo. Remember, we have to first trigger the damage immunity. Now Sabine, she's got that AoE stagger, so let's just go ahead get a stun on her. I'm just going to throw down on AoE, because most of them are either stunned or dazed. Let's remove the Deadly Storm there from Commander Ahsoka Tano. We trigger damage immunity on Bo. Let's push back some turn meter, and now we can use, because Force Leap will go through damage immunity, this first one where instantly defeats an enemy. So you definitely want to save the first one for until after the damage immunity has been triggered. So again, just took out Bo, and they don't have any way now to recover health and protection without her. Then you can just hit autoplay basically, and you know, this win is in the bag. They're stunned, they've got healing immunity on them from Whistling Birds, and there we go, Han delivered the final blow. There you go, 2 Scoundrels teams. Really, you can go down the Bounty Hunter route or Beskar Mandalorian route. Really, both of them work really well. Alright, so now for the 2 remaining feats, the Undersize and no tank feats. So again, giving you 2 options here. I'll be going first with Troopers. They are pretty good, to be honest, because we've got Piet here obviously with his AoE days, so hopefully he can land days there. And then as well Gideon, he eventually gets his AoE days out as well. Now you don't have to worry about too much potency here when you're using Troopers, just because we'll be getting extra potency from Emperor's Trap, and as well Gideon's days cannot be resisted by enemies that have leadership ability, so he will be able to reliably land days on Bo. Anyway, let's control the situation first. Going after Bo again. Let's drop an armor shred on her, and then let's unload an AoE now. Perfect. Got some counterattacks, but doesn't really matter. As you see, in combination with the global modifier, help demoralize debuffs, enemies are doing only 1 damage, which is pretty cool. So, you know, no issues here. Let's remove the Deadly Storm debuff from Dark Trooper so he can start doing some big hits now. Let's unload the days. There we go. Landed without issues. Okay, now just keep going after bow. 1 hit. Come on, there we go. This will now call an assist from Dark Trooper. There we go, we got damage immunity. And bow took a turn. Let's now use an AoE to reapply the days on bow. Remember, if they're counterattacking, they will keep healing up. Perfect. Double tap there by Dark Trooper. Just keep going, keep going. Just have to take bow out. As soon as we take bow out, to be honest, this team will fall apart. But just maybe use basic. Hopefully this should finish her. There we go. She's gone, and now we can go after Maul. Again, luckily everybody's days from those double daisies from Piet as well as Gideon. So now we can pretty much hit autoplay from here on out and just whiz through. There we go. Perfect. Couple more guys to go, and that should be it. But you know, we got so many stacks already now of Emperor's Buff that hopefully Dark Trooper, couple of punches here and there, and that should do it. There we go. Perfect. All right, so if you do not have, you know, strong troopers as I've shown you here, another option is Jedi here. So I'll be using Jedi Knight Luke lead just because of the Hero's Rise ability, where everybody's called to an assist, and then he's got mass stun as well, and I'll be bringing in General Skywalker for the days also. So in terms of modding, I made my Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker very slow. I put Dredeka's offense set on him, so he's very slow, but you know, good offense. And then General Skywalker, I actually modded him for max potency. I do want that days to hopefully stick reliably so they do not counterattack. And then bringing Grandmaster Yoda for, you know, some damage output there, spreading buffs, and then Hermit Yoda for healing and his master's training. So again, you know, hopefully we can get some attacks out of turn assist so we do not get counterattacked when we aim at somebody that's not dazed or stunned. Alright, here we go. So let's go ahead first. We'll again have to prioritize bow here. So anyway, let's just first remove their buffs from Maul. Then we can go ahead, stun everybody. Let's go ahead, spread some foresight. Let's try and land a daze on bow. Oh, did not land. That's okay. Who's dazed? Okay, alright. Now we got counterattacks because of Jedi Wheel as well. Now they're not the only one counterattacking, so are we. Let's put Master's Training over on Luke. Now I would like to go after Sub, actually, instead of Sabine going after Bo, but Bo does not have days on her. So I'm just kind of applying for Sabine instead. There we go, another Hero's Rise. So let's target both this time because there will be no counterattacks from Hero's Rise because it's all assists. Okay, come on, there we go. So we exhausted their damage immunity. Let's see if we can land a daze now. Still no daze on Bow. She put a taunt on herself, so we are forced to go after her. But luckily, because of all this now, the extra damage boost, remove Deadly Storm from both Luke and Yoda, we were able to take Bow very quickly. And again, finish off Maul, hit autoplay, and you should be good to go from here on out. So there you go, guys. It might look a little bit tricky to begin with, but you know, after you figure out a little bit what you have to do in terms of, you know, going after Bo-Katan first, stun, daze, after Bow's down, go after Maul, and then, you know, you're good to go here. Alright guys, hopefully this was helpful and useful, showing you a couple of different ways I was able to get max rewards in today's challenge. Let me know in the comments below or my Discord server how you guys are getting on, but until then, have fun, enjoy life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.